So, good evening, guys. First of all, I would like to greet every one of you Merry Christmas. Although it's a bit late, but it's better late than never. So, I hope you guys that you had a great and meaningful Christmas, and I hope you celebrated this holiday with your loved ones. So, now let us proceed to our topic for this evening, and when I did my last vlog and I uploaded it on YouTube, there was one comment that she's asking if I can share uh, on what I had on my experience on when I uh, got my job interview. So she's asking me the question that they asked me during my job interview before. So that's the topic that we're going to discuss this evening. So, um, first of all, I think, like what I've been sharing from my previous blog, I always telling everyone that for me, on my case, I don't know with others' experiences that if they face difficulty in job hunting, because in my case, I face a lot of rejections, even though there's a lot of vacancies that I can apply for it. I uh, I face a lot of rejections that they are telling that they already have chosen right person to for the position, and then back then I never landed any job interview. So I am happy to share to you guys that this year I've been very blessed because even though I already have my dream job to work in a laboratory, because in a laboratory field, because that's what I really looking forward when I during the time when I was applying for Australian visa. So I'm really looking forward to work on the same field that I practicing, like when I was in the Middle East. So I'm really hopeful to uh, to get a job here as a laboratory scientist as well. So I've been very blessed this year, 2021, that I got four job interviews, and uh, the uh, the thing that I can share to you guys is that, like what I've said, when I first came here in Australia, I faced a lot of rejections. And so for me, it's very hard to find a job, even to get a job interviews. But what I can share to you guys, especially those who are already here in Australia and they are asking, how did I get a job? So the I think the best advice that I can give to you guys is that don't don't be picky on the job on the kind of job that you're applying for. I mean is that you can just try to apply for any kind of job, even though it's not on your field. Because on my observations that most of the employer here, they would like us to have a local experience here, an Australian experience, because they would like, especially they want our character references that they are going to call for your character checking, is that uh, they those people are already here, so they can easily call them and to check how's your character on your uh, with your colleagues, or with the works itself. So um, so for example, if you're going to put the as one of your character references is it's not from here, and for example the character references that you're going to put is from the Philippines, so they don't like to call them like a long distance call, or because it's very rare for them to send an email, even though you're going to put their contact numbers and their personal email as well. So it's very hard for them to confirm uh, the person that you put on your resume. So that's what on my observation. I think that's the point that they would like, is that the person that they are going to call is there already here, so they could uh, uh, easily contact them. And then so um, the the thing that I make me decide to apply for another job, even though I already have the my dream job, is that I would like to explore, and also because my contract is just a part-timer, so there's like advantages if you are a full-time rather than a part-time. So there's lots of uh, advantages, I think, especially if you are planning to buy a house, and you need to make a loan in the bank. So the bank uh, maybe they will be hesitant if you are just a part-timer in your current job. So they might think that how this person gonna pay for his or her debt if uh, he or she is just having a part-time rather than a full-timer. So there's like some factors that they are considering. So that makes me to decide uh, to apply for another job. And then I was just so blessed that uh, uh, I just shortlisted for uh, 4 interviews. So let me share to you guys the questions that they asked me. So because I'm applying for a scientist position, so uh, expect it already that it will be tough questions that they're going to ask. I on my those 4 interviews, I think two two of them was a video call, a video yeah video call interviews, because we especially we are on current pandemic situation, so they would like to be to follow the restrictions that the government mandated. So to be in this to be safer, so they decided to make an interview through video call. So but those two interviews, it was face to face. So I think the first thing that I going to share to you is that there are two sets of questions. Like they will ask uh, first they will ask your behavioral assessment. Like they would like to know how you are treating your colleagues, and how you will be able to handle some situations, like if you can work under pressure, something like that, sort of things that can be uh, those kind of situation that you could might be in. And then the another set of questions will be like a technical, especially in my uh, in the positions that I'm applying for. scientist. So they give me a practical test. Yes, practical test. It's like during our uh, university days that like they will give you some slides, and there's like a timer that you have to finish one slide, and you have to go to the next slide, so something like that. So and especially because I'm applying for a hematology section or hematology department, so expect actually I expected to have that kind of interviews, like they will give me uh, some practical test, and then like for the practical test they gave me five abnormal slides. I was surprised when I started my job here in Australia that the scientists here, or the as we know in the Philippines as a med tech, they are the one who are reading the abnormal slides, because I don't know if you guys have a experience that the hospital or the laboratory that you are that you are working, they will allow you to read the abnormal slide, or yeah, abnormal slide, and not referring it to the hematologist or the pathologist, because during my experience in the Philippines, I'm just doing a normal slide, like I will just do my normal diff count. So if there's anything that abnormal cells, or yeah, if there's anything abnormal on the blood film, I will just refer it directly to the pathologist. We don't have a certain hematologist, so we are just forwarding the slides, abnormal slides, to the pathologist. So, and after that, I don't know what they're going to, or who will be going to read that slides. But here, um, they are allowing us to read abnormal slides, but actually there are certain criteria that you have to follow, like if uh, like for example, if white cell count, they will still allow us to read abnormal slide uh, if the white cell count is like a 100 white cell counts, or 1000 platelet counts. So there are some certain criteria. So I was surprised that they that here in Australia they could do actually the abnormal slides reading. So excuse me. So in that case, you should expect to have a kind of interview that they will going to assess your scientific judgment, if you have the right experience, if you can read the abnormal slides. So even because even though it is abnormal, and you still have to, of course you still have to refer to the hematologist, but they would like to know if you have the knowledge, like for example, there are some abnormalities in the red cells, like there's a lot of schistocytes or red cell fragments. They would like to know if you have the knowledge, what are the causes of those red cell abnormality, especially schistocytes or red cell fragments. Here, it is like what they are calling that critical emergency. So you should need to phone the referring doctor to inform them that their patient is having this kind of abnormalities, especially like if there's a lot of blast, you have to inform them that the patient could might have an acute leukemia and those red cell fragments, and if a concomitant of low platelets. So possibility is there's like um, uh, micro microangiopathic hemolytic anemia, so those sort of things. um, So they are expecting us to have that kind of knowledge. So for the also it's for the patient's sake. If you know when to when to uh, when to when to phone the referring doctor, or if the referring doctor is not contactable, you have to inform the hematologist and tell them that this is the situation that the patient is having. So those sort of uh, slides, practical those sort of practical slides that you're expecting uh, for you during your job interviews. And then I remember that those for those two job interviews that I had, they asked me also, because I'm applying for a hematology section. So uh, they asked me about they gave me a patient result for coagulation profile, and like pro, prothrombin time, thrombin time, and fibrinogen were normal, but APTT was elevated. So what could might be the uh, uh, possible causes of having elevated APTT or prolonged APTT time? So you should explain it to them, the possible reason, like uh, and also the course of action that you're going to do if you're having that kind of uh, result. Or sometimes uh, they will give you like uh, situation that uh, what are you going to do? Are you going to do further test, or are you going to suggest for the referring doctor for any possible uh, test that or investigation that they could request for the another for next time visit of their patients? So something like that. So those are the questions and practical questions that you are expecting. I'm not too sure if, because there are uh, some types of positions that you can apply for. Either it is like a sectionalized, like if you're just applying for hematology, or just for chemistry the section, or as a generalist. They are calling here as a multidisciplinary scientist. So if they if you find a multidisciplinary vacancy, it means it's being a generalist scientist. So you will you will you will work for all sections in the lab. Unlike me, it's like a specialization that I just I'm just applying because my experience here is just in hematology. So uh, I opted to apply for just a hematology vacancies. So for the behavioral questions that I mentioned it to you a while ago, is that they are going to give you some scenarios, and they would like to know if how you're going to handle those kind of situation, like if you're having a a stubborn colleague, how you will be able to handle it without compromising the teamwork. Or they will ask you um, if uh, if there's a certain doctor that make a complaint about your work, how will you be able to handle it? So those kind of situations. And also usually they will ask you your weakness and strengths. So I find it very difficult to answer actually. And I for me it's like there there will be no correct or right answer for those kind of questions. So maybe they will just weigh in how will you going to answer, or how will you going to yeah how will you going to answer, or how will you manage the approach for that kind of question. uh, yeah, so those sort of questions that you are expecting to have if you are lucky to be shortlisted in a job interview. Excuse me. So what else I could share? Mm, yeah. So it, it I will just want to share to you guys that for me it's because it's funny, because like what I mentioned, that during my when I first came here in Australia, I'm struggled finding a job. Even applied for an odd jobs, like I even applied for a gardener, car wash boy, and I don't even get contacted for those applications. But yeah, like this year, I've been so lucky that when I decided to apply for another job, and I get a job offer, because I passed the interview. They offered me of something, because I'm a part timer from my previous employer, and they giving me a full time job for my new employer. So when I gave my resignation letter to my manager, he asked me why, and of course I told him that because I'm a part timer, and this company is giving me a full time job, so I think it's better opportunity for me if I'm going to move for this company. And then it was so funny that my previous manager gave me a full time a full time position. So it's like uh, I want I already uh, got what I really wanted, and so if I'm going to have a full time job here on my previous employer, so I don't need to move somewhere else. And then when I informed this company, the new company that the new company that would like to hire me, they come up of something that it's very hard to decline. It's like they gave me a higher rate, higher hourly rate. So it's like uh, it was first time for me to have to be in that kind of situation, that uh, there were two companies that they would like to hire me. So it's during those times it's very hard for me to decide which is which, that would be best for me. But it ends up that I chose the new company, especially they gave me more should I say more opportunity to explore. So yeah, so I just share to you guys the funny experience that I had, because from struggling finding a job when I first came here, and then now there 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 are two companies that they are planning to hire me. So uh, I just feel so blessed during those times. So I hope that uh, every one of you who are planning to look for a job could, it's not it's like I'm wishing you to find a good company, like what I have currently here. So I think that's all for this vlog, and Again, Merry Christmas to everyone, and stay safe always. Bye.